Howdy, howdy, howdy. Okay, so where are we? Well, I built another service. I decided to go ahead and create a team service to handle all of my team specific calls because there was too many of them to justify having them be part of the league service. Now the league service has its own set of stuff that needs to be processed, and it was making a microservice into a not microservice. So I refactored, rebuilt, added a few items, and so now what I'm trying to do, I've implemented some some admin functionality to make it possible to make these calls into the database or into the backend API. And when I call get teams by user ID, now it'll check to see if that user happens to be an admin. If they're an admin, it'll return not only the teams that it owns, like that are assigned to it, but it'll also return. Um, it will also return. I'm trying to do two things at once. Okay. It'll also return all of the default teams, which will have their own game plans and playbooks and stuff. And this way I can create, edit, and manage those game plans and playbooks by selecting those teams. Now it's kind of a pain in the backside to do it this way because it means I have to create every game plan for the entire game, which is not necessarily bad. Not for the, I mean, not for the users. Well, it is the first one. The first game plan the users get will be what's the defaults, and those defaults I have to generate. But I kind of want to create some amount of unique game plans, and I also need to be able to manage coaches, which I haven't figured out how I'm gonna do that yet. That's a whole other thing. I got to be able to edit coach profiles, which are coaching game plans. I'll probably just create myself another logic that on the game plan I can access coaches. Um, but I have to start being able to give myself a way to manage all those. So what that means is a lot of these coaches and team game plans are not going to be they're not going to be that they're not a full game plan. There's the default game plan, which is going to try to cover the basics. And then each team's game plans will put their own little flavor spin on the game plan. And then the team game plans are not associated specifically to any one team. They are randomly assigned to teams when the league is created. And so you will get, I'm just kind of going over this in my head, you will get specific types of play setups. Now, here's the deal. If I ever create, I say if, but I probably will. If I ever allow for a league to be created that uses actual teams, I mean, like the setup, the same players and things, because I want to do that. That's one of the cool features I plan for the future, like a special season pass kind of thing. Season, literally the season pass. It's going to last as long as the season because it runs with the season. And it's got some special rules and scenarios, and players can join a league with that, and it'll just fill up as many leagues as people want to play in, and otherwise it'll be AIs. But ultimately, you'll be playing with a team that is made up of the same players, but they get their improvements and everything happens only during that season. Once the season ends, that team, it's not a career team. It's just that season's team. And you get a chance to try to use the stats and improvements that come with those players during the season, and your game plan and playbook will try to win games. Now, It'll keep track of your record, but you'll be playing the same schedule with the same guys, same things. And that's a down the road thing. I'm hoping to release something like that in a year, maybe the year after this is released. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. But we're not at that point yet. Ooh, it's 9 o'clock. Been working on this for a while now. Been trying to get my teams to load correctly. I've been working on tracing bugs and seeing where I'm at. But all right, let's see here. Team service as endpoint gateway. Oh, that's the server config. I'm sure of it. I don't think it's a cached endpoint. I've restarted this on multiple occasions, so I don't know. It says restart Unity. I hate restarting Unity. It's like, no, not that. Because it's slow as snot when I do that. Such is the way of things. Endpoints verifies. So did it. Figured. It appears correct. Server config returns API teams. All right, so I'm going to have to go see what it's calling then. I'm going to have to see what it's calling. Let's go put a break on the teams. It says server config is returning the right thing. I tend to differ. I beg to differ. Let's go see here. I'll just go in here and so we have teams. This is the endpoint it's supposed to be going through, but it's somehow going through leagues. And let's see if that's true. And we'll see if it breaks on the right spot, because I don't think I can. If it's properly coming from teams, it's going to. All right, so we have this teams endpoint being called. That's at load, because that's not yet. I haven't gotten past the load. It's just putting stuff on. All right, so now it's. When I click this is when I expect to hit the teams break. Here we go. Pop. It did not hit the teams break. It hit the wrong one. Okay. It's calling the wrong API. All right, so what I need to do is correct the script, I think. So the issue is in my team selection panel, user team selection panel script, because we are calling the wrong one. So we got teams data, set up listener, on enable, initialize panel async, initialize panel, load user teams. Which one is it? Is it get teams by user ID in teams data? Oh, let's go to definition. Let's see if we are getting here correctly. Because I sense that we are not, in fact. We are coming here. Get team URL. We'll have to step through it when we get here. I have a feeling we're going to get, I mean, we are going to arrive here. I just, at the moment, don't... why aren't we going back there? Let's go back to here. Why aren't we hitting this? Why aren't we hitting that button, man? What's happening on the click? I don't know what's happening on the click. All right, let's go to awake here. Are we at least breaking it here? If I go like that. Oops, wrong one. Deactivate, click. All right, so it's not awaking anymore. Apparently it's already awaked. Because even though I'm trying to awake it, it's not awaking, so I'm gonna have to stop it. Suck a French fry, man. All right, let's clear this off and launch it again. All right, well, we already know it hits that, which is the right place, is what I'm supposed to be going through when I hit this other one. I have a feeling this one is hitting wrong too. Let's break that. I think it's going through leagues, but it shouldn't be going through leagues. So we got to figure out why it is going through leagues. All right, so I click here. Now we hit new teams data. Blah, blah, blah. All right, so we're going to go in there. All right. Get component, right transform, blah, blah, blah. Team scroll view content, okay. Setup button listeners, which we already clicked, which is weird. Oh, because that's loading the panel to set up the listeners for the clicking within the panel. Okay, so we're okay with that. Karama, how's it going, my friend? Dude, isn't it like 4:30 in the morning for you, or 4:15 in the morning? How are you awake? What the heck? I thought you were like on vacation or something. You're supposed to be snoozing. Getting that good old-fashioned healthy shut-eye. Whoa, that, what was the endpoint that grabbed? No. It's the wrong, what the heck? How come it never? Alright, that's weird. Why did it do that? Huh. Somehow it's going here and ending up with that, but where are we going? Nope, this is the one it's supposed to be getting. It's just teams, not leagues. You went to bed at 5 in the afternoon. What? What? Okay, you have a weird clock, my friend. Your body's all confused. What the heck? I'm usually waking up about an hour after this time to you. In other words, I'd be getting up at, I'm usually getting up between 5 and 6 in the morning. But that's like, well, if I wanted a full night's rest, that means I need to go to bed now. That's why I'm tired in the morning a lot. I don't go to bed when I'm supposed to. Because right now, if I went to bed now, it'd be 5:15 to get 8 hours sleep. I rarely get more than 7 hours sleep, but I try to get at least 7 if I can. I'll try to stay in bed and get sleep. Huh. Well, it's kind of understandable because daytime can be distracting. There's a lot of stuff that goes on in the daytime for most people. Okay, so why is that going? All right, well, I may have to take okay, why did is there something? Why is it doing that? It's being a jerk. Because it totally got the wrong endpoint. Why did it get leagues? Get team URL. Got leagues URL. Can I set this? Set. Next statement. All right, so server config.instance, but when did it get this wrong instance? Create a default instance if one doesn't already exist. It is like getting the wrong one. And now, of course, it's only going to return the one it has. It's not what teams endpoint. What are you talking about, man? Teams, is there more than one teams endpoint in here? Because that says teams, not leagues. What is it talking about? And the API base URL is, well, it's none of those. Huh. Okay, well, we'll do what it suggested. Maybe that's truly the problem then. It's somehow, maybe it's caching the URL. Now, if there's a way to reset that, I don't know what it is. So I have to do what it says. I don't know how it got the old one because I haven't. Oh, you know what it. Nope, that's not it. I was thinking maybe I didn't restart the team service, but that wouldn't have anything to do with what it's doing on the front end. All right, well, we'll close this up and see what happens. It's obviously not reading the right thing. It keeps returning leagues. It's supposed to be returning teams. You know, I had a problem similar to this in the past where I would like I would try everything under the sun and it kept reading the old data, like it was getting the old cached value, and I don't know why. tomorrow's going to be weird. I want to work tomorrow, and I'm hoping to get a good day of work in. But I also, it's the day before Thanksgiving here in the U.S. And hey, Nintendo, dude, long time no see, buddy. Oh yeah, I gotta complain to Bezzy over here. Yeah? What are you tired from? Working too hard? All that employment not taking you out? You know, if the Broncos go to the Super Bowl this year, I'm hoping you'll set me up, man. That'll be the. You guys set me up with tickets. Now, I mean, I'm trying to be optimistic. They are starting to show me sparks of magic that are showing me that maybe they might make it this year. But I'm also seeing, you know, a lot of people are like seeing, like, they're not seeing what I'm seeing, I guess. They're all saying, oh, the Broncos got the, you know, the defense is good. I give them that. They are great on defense, but their offense is so erratic. It scares me. It's so erratic. It's just, it scares me. I'm not sure they're going to be able to keep this up. They're doing good, but yeah, they've beaten some good teams. They've already beaten both last year's Super Bowl champs. They've made some amazing comebacks, but the problem is they're coming back too much. Why aren't they just winning? They got to play for 4 quarters against everybody, not just Dallas, which apparently they felt like playing for 4 quarters then. Yeah, I'm not sure, man. I want to see them just. I would love for them to have just a streak of games right here where they just get like 3 or 4 games just proving they're for real. Like their offense starts clicking. Well, really, that's it. Their offense starts clicking. And if their offense is clicking and their defense holds, they're going to get back some stars these next couple of weeks. They're going to get Patrick Surtain back, who's like, you know, one of the best CBs in the league. And yeah, I don't know. I want to be optimistic. It's hard. I have been sticking through games though lately, and it's been rewarding. After the Giants game where I quit watching in the end of the 3rd quarter and they came back and won, I have decided to try to stick out these games where they're behind and they keep winning. So they are winning and it's been exciting. It's been cool. But I don't know, man. I think Denver plays the Raiders next, which they should win. They don't, but I'm, you know, it's only, they're going to play better teams. They've got some decent teams down the road. They have San Diego again. They have the Chiefs again. Forgot who else they've got. I think, do they have the Commanders coming up, or did they already play the Commanders? On the upside, if I really wanted to be optimistic about it, their Super Bowl champion team, of 2015, Super Bowl 50, they didn't have a great. Their offense wasn't great either. I mean, it was more consistent. I will say that, but they didn't destroy teams offensively. Like they just destroy teams defensively. They were a great defense. A lot of people thought they were one of the best defenses ever. And, you know, honestly, if they had Patrick Surtain in right now, they might be one of the best defenses ever right now. I mean, they are destroying teams on pass rush, but their pass coverage is a little suspect with Moss back there. And they've got like two starred players on defense that have been out for a few weeks. And they're still playing well. Oh, wow, really? Oh, that's too bad. Wow, that's recent, man. Oh, I feel bad for you. I mean, that's still recent enough to be painful. Yeah. That's hard to hear. But yeah, 2015 it was a good year for the Broncos. But I can see why you might not watch too much football right now. But so you don't really follow too much. Well, you obviously know a little bit. But having the best defense can carry you a long way because you're always in games. See, that's the thing about having a great defense is you're always in the game. Other teams, no matter how good they are, generally just can't get away from you. And so you just hope you set things up for your team. And a lot of times they do. They'll get key sacks or get turnovers or whatever it takes. And eventually they just set the offense up enough times that they score. That's the thing, though. The offense doesn't always take advantage of what the defense is giving them, which I think the 2015 team did better. Yeah, the 2015 team wasn't a great offense. Peyton Manning was still there, but he wasn't playing like he had been the years before. You know, his mind was already on television. I think Peyton Manning's skills dropped more than. Well, let me say I think Peyton Manning's productivity fell off more than his skill did. I think he just lost interest. I think he was ready to move on. He started doing more commercials. He was doing other things. I think he was just like, you know, he was phoning it in, and he was good enough to keep the team running. And the thing is, I think they took advantage of what the defense gave them better. They weren't really producing their own scores all that much better than the current team, but they took advantage of what was given to them better than the current team. And I think that's the problem. I'm not convinced on Bo Nix. He's very flashy. And I guess I see bits of Alway in him in the way he stays motivated and fires up and comes good when needed, but at the same time, he doesn't have that fire for the whole game, or he just takes him too long to get on track. Now maybe it's still young. Maybe, you know, with a good team this year, next year he'll be more solid. He'll start to settle in and be more confident or whatever it takes. But for this season, I'm not sure he's got it. I'm hoping he does. Maybe they'll find their rhythm and offensively and start taking advantage of what the defense gives them and start pulling this mess together. Okay, so now if this doesn't return correctly, there's something else going on. You know, the last time I had something like this where it was caching something or doing something weird, I had to delete. In fact, it was the exact same file. I had to delete the server config file and rebuild it. Just basically copy the code, delete it, rebuild the file, or recreate the file and put the code back in it, and it worked. That solved it. I don't know why that's a thing, what it's doing, where it's storing and ignoring me. It doesn't update the server config. It's like caching it somewhere that's more permanent than simply restarting the app. So let's hope that's not the case, because it's no fun. But if it does that again, oops, I should have attached. But it'll show me an error here though. All right, so we click. Boom. Now, what the heck, man? Why is it back to being big, fat, and ugly? What'd you do, Bezzy? Bezzy, what'd you do? You did something weird. All right, so here. Nope. Here. Nope. Here. Yes, it's one. What did it do? All of a sudden, it got big. But we also got all of our errors. Okay, so it's still loading this. See, I don't know why it's doing that. That is not right. I even see what it's calling. I traced through and stepped in, but this team URL, which is set to teams user. Team URL is teams. It's getting something in. Where is it getting this leagues? That's not in the. Okay. Is it getting that from the API? That would be dumb. Why would it be getting it from the API? The base URL. All right, there is something wrong with my. API base URL. All right, so this is the one that it's getting. But that shouldn't be possible. So when we go in here, it's supposed to be reading team endpoint. And team endpoint is up here. I'm going to try something. Not even sure why these have to be, now that I think about it, do these even have to be public? Why are they public? These aren't serialized. There's nothing to view them. Why do they even have tooltips? You can't set these anywhere, so I'm like, why do I have tooltips? Because they're not serialized. Where are these things? Oh, I guess they would show up if, well, they're not serialized, so they can't be, huh. I mean, they could be referenced by calling this thing, but why? I don't think I have anything referencing them. Weird. I go to, something's going on, man. Bezzy, you broke my form again. Dang it. It's still not animating. Just popping up. It's supposed to animate. And I already know it knows how to do this. Or, well, I don't know if Bezzy knows how to do it. I got it going before with .tween, but it's not doing it right now. It's just popping up. I don't know why I can't figure it out. Expansion ease. I don't know what that means. Well, look at all that. Out cubic. Huh. I don't even know. Well, look at all these things. There's like so many. Huh. Okay, so I have to restart it because I can't even blame. I have to figure out why this is doing this. So somewhere we are getting a leagues. I don't even know what to do. I'm like, what is the answer? I think I may have to recreate the config again. Do something that makes it, I don't know, pretend like it's not there, refresh the cache. There's something going on. It's storing something. All right, so this is leagues, which is fine because that's calling leagues endpoint. And when I go run, then we got the teams endpoint, which is teams. But at some point, there's only two places where there's that team's endpoint and there's that team's endpoint. And this one's what the other one is calling. I don't think there's anything else. Nope, that's it. That's it. It's a whole place. It doesn't exist anywhere else in the world. So yeah, I can make all those private. There's not even a reason for them to exist. Huh. Okay, so we're gonna run. It's doing something. Okay. Have verbose logging? Why do I have verbose logging on? All right, so that just goes to API. So it should be API/teams. Done and done. It's going to go through and load all this crap. Then I'm going to click on here, and we're going to go to Teams Data. And then we're going to go. Now you're 3 hours ahead of me, right, Nintendo? So it's like 12:30 your time. You guys stay up late. All right, so we're here at the endpoint. Oh wait, is it going to work correctly this time? No, where is it getting leagues teams? That's not right. It's not even, that's not even, where is it getting that? You irk me. Yeah. Dude, I don't know how you do that. You guys, that's why you're tired. Gotta sleep, man. All right, so there's definitely a problem here. How do I make it refresh? How do I make it stop doing that? Where is it seeing that value? That's the old value. It's doing it wrong. I got it. It's just dumb. Okay, I gotta stop this. I gotta figure out how to kill this. All right, so it's not running anymore. So let's go to server config. Oh, man, this is a dumb thing. I wonder if it's like, all right, let's do this. And then I'm gonna go save. I'm gonna do this. Now it's gonna have errors because I'm referencing stuff that doesn't exist. And then I'm going to delete this file. I think. Where's the delete button? There's no delete. Where's the delete? What, I can't delete the server.config. It will not let me delete the server.config. It's like, nope, we're not letting you get rid of that. But you gotta let me get rid of it. Oh, so you have been going to bed, you're just staying up late tonight. Well, I guess that's something. So apparently I can't get rid of server.config. It will not let me delete it. Is that like all files? Or is there something weird going on that I can't delete anything? Look, I can't delete anything. Oh, it's because I'm running the app. Duh. What am I doing? Now I can delete it. go back over here. It's gonna have a cow again. No, I've totally wiped it out. And then go back over here. Forgot where it was. Just in core. No, it's over here. No. Okay, where'd it go? Just stick it under here. Add new item, new class. Call it server config. Yes. So Control A, Control V. Oh, wait, there it is. Okay. Let's see what this does. Will it be? Oh, I didn't put a breakpoint. Darn it! Well, it'll give me the error again. All right, here we go. Click. No. Oh, it's still doing it. Where the frick is it getting that? That's not. Oh, God. What the heck, man? That doesn't exist. Where is it looking at that? Unity, I hate you. What are you doing? Get teams by user ID response. But that's not a... Where's it getting that? Does it even exist anywhere in my app? Is it doing something that I'm missing? Let's see. Leagues. Maybe there's some other file it's getting stuff from that I'm not seeing. Leagues, teams, yeah, but that's assign user team and team selection list. But that's like a different endpoint. That's not even the same endpoint. That's a different, Don't know why it's doing that. There's got to be something going on here. I recreated the file. API, AI, help me. Tell me what Unity's doing and why is it being such a butt? Okay, I restarted Unity. I even deleted and recreated the server config file, the CS file, but it is still somehow finding the old leagues teams. Yeah, but I don't have um, a PC pimp slapper. But I don't. I mean, I don't have its glasses on, so it can't see me right now, unless it's using my camera. AI, you're a jerk. It's not AI's fault. It's Unity's fault. Unity is memorizing what I deleted, and it's did this before. In fact, I think I even did a. Did I do a video on it? I think I might have even done a video because it wouldn't like reset the value. That was something I just recently was looking at. Yeah, I think I saved what I did last time. Let me see if that's true. Oh, the asset value. What the frick? Unity in your asset values? I'm going to put something right up your asset value. Foot. So I need to delete the asset file, which would in fact force it to rebuild it, in which case it would be right. Which is dumb, but the only way to rebuild the asset file is you have to see the asset file, which of course it doesn't show you the asset file in Unity. It shows you it here, or I think you can see them here. But you have to go, where do I go? It's not going to be in there. I have to go here. The best way to do it is to force Unity to rebuild it. Deleted. Oh, you know what I would, and you know what I needed to do to make it rebuild the asset file when I deleted the server.config in Unity. For you, if you wanted to clean up after itself, dumping old asset files, that's these things: asset meta files, asset and asset meta file. If I wanted to clean those up, I have to delete the file and then close and restart Unity and then start it back up and then recreate the file, because it'll clean it up when it restarts and stuff. But if I save and do all the stuff while it's still running, it won't delete the old asset files. It doesn't clean them up until you force it to by restarting the application. I think you can also do some kind of a like reload thing where it goes through and loads them all again, and then it will clean them up too. I forgot where that is, but so ultimately, the best answer is, it's weird because it has this asset file, but I put these down here in core, but it's still, it uses, so it's basically reusing them in the core file. Where was that? Because I was looking for that folder. Assets, resources. Assets. Weird. So what, resources moved? Where is the resources file? It's like it doesn't exist here. Probably because it doesn't see anything of use. Because I didn't put the CS file in there. Because when you look at it from the back side, there's a resources file. There's a whole bunch of stuff in here. That's because these are just assets. So if I really wanted to, I would have to come here and delete all 3 of them from here, recreate it, and then it would have ran. It's so weird because I hate you. Unity, you're dumb sometimes. All right, so I think if I took these, I could put them back in the resources. Just because, whatever. So says me. Now, all right. Yeah, there's a button up here somewhere about reloading, something. Yeah, and it goes through and reloads it. Yeah, and you know who's paying for part of that? Microsoft is paying several $billion for that, and so is who's the other person? Other people. Oh, it's Claude, Anthropic. Anthropic and Microsoft are paying like $100 billion of that or something. They're paying a bunch of it to help them build that stupid infrastructure thing. So they're going to give AI all of the power it needs to process and take over the world. You know what? We're getting close to the possibility of a rematch for Denver to beat Seattle in the Super Bowl. If they ever played Seattle again and Denver lost again, I would cry. I would, I would actually cry. Oh, I just the humiliation. I live in the Seattle area, and my dad and my brothers, and they're all big Seahawk fans. Um, I don't think it's spelled that way unless he doesn't like meat. Is he becoming 35% vegetarian? I think I think that's Stake, is it not? He's like he's becoming 65% vegetarian. He's gonna keep a few chicken legs and occasionally small pieces of steak, but he's not going to keep them all. Sorry, man. It just sounds funny. He didn't like it. He liked it a little bit, but he only enough to eat 35%. Hey, this is and the, whoever he sold it to. I got Bill Gates steak right here, man. This is Bill Gates. Puts it on eBay. It's been freeze dried. It's 65% of his last steak. I know. I figured it was a typo. I was just messing with you. It just sounds funny. Hey, look, it's showing the right thing. It's still got an error, but at least it's the right thing now. It's no longer. It's got the right API call. Yeah, well, he's got an objective. He wants to what was it? He's planning to give away like most of his money before he dies. He wants to basically just uh philanthropize it away. Philanthropize it? Philanth philanthropy it. I don't know. I think it's philanthropize it all over the place. I don't know how much he's giving away, but it's a lot. It's most of it. He gives away hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars every year. He owns so freaking much. Microsoft is going nuts, right? I mean, their stock has been going up, 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 and I can see that getting rid of it probably seems like the good thing to do. He's getting up there, so he's probably like, I got to start getting on the ball. If I'm gonna give this stuff away, I got to move. I got to start. It's kind of like you ever see. There used to be an old TV show with Richard Pryor, not TV show, movie called Brewster's Millions, and he had he had inherited some money, but the will said he had to get rid of, I don't know, he had to be able to spend $1 million within a certain amount of time. And he couldn't give it away, and he couldn't. I forgot what else they gave. Like there was only like two rules he couldn't do. He couldn't just like give it away, and he couldn't. forgot what it was. He couldn't like gamble at all or something. He had to do some. He had like two things he couldn't do, and he had to get rid of it all, spend it all. Basically, he had to spend it all in order to get the bulk. So it was like $1 million to do 10 million or 10 million. I don't remember. It was an old movie, so it could have been $1 million for 10 million. It might have been 10 million for 100 million or something like that. If they did it nowadays, it'd be like 100 million for $1 billion or something. But he only had like 30 days to spend this money. And that was the whole premise. And it's a comedy, right? So he was trying to figure out how to spend this money and get the rest of it. Well, dang nabbit. That worked. But I still get this error. When the API call is made. I wondered, did I restart the Teams thing? I may not have restarted the Teams. I'm gonna stop it. Oh, wait a minute. What do you mean restarted? I'm looking at it. It's not even running. Oh my gosh. Oh, never mind, dude. API. What? It's my fault, API. Ignore me. I didn't even start the dang API. It's not your fault. I can't even blame you. It's my fault. Ignore me. Nope. That is on me. I forgot to restart. I forgot to start the Teams. Oh, Ken, you noodle needle noodly nood not nood. Hate having to apologize to API to AI. I do that all the time. UI, API, and AI. I say the wrong thing all the time. It's like the part of the game that the user interfaces with, you know, the AI. No, the API. No, the UI. Yes. All right, I got to go talk to the UI for a bit. What? It doesn't talk back. It's just an image. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I got to go talk to the API. No, I don't think that's what you're going to be doing. I think you're talking to the AI. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's those three things. You can call an API, but you can't talk to the API because he doesn't really talk to you. It will respond when you call, but you can't have a conversation with the API. And the UI, it can call the API, and it'll read what the API responds. But again, there's no real talking. All right, let's try this again. All right, we're up and running. What do we got? Now let's pop. Hey, no errors. Oh my gosh, there's no errors. Now that didn't, it didn't work. The application didn't work, but I didn't get any more errors. It's like, okay, well, that's a thing. Yep, that's a thing. No more errors, yay! What's supposed to happen is I should get a list of teams right here. But that didn't happen. Okay, well, and it's still not springing up. And I don't know what the heck. Why did it resize my screen so weird? That's not what that panel's shaped like. All right, still issues. 1. Panel is getting stretched. It is not animated. It is not shrinking or growing, and it is not loading teams that are returned with the get user team. Get teams by user. What I should do is put a break. Let me put a break on this get teams by user ID. Let's put this. We got here. So we should have teams right here. So when this comes in, and this scroll bar, I don't know why it's showing up. I don't want it showing up. Why is it showing up? It doesn't show up on my other panels. Dang nabbit. I turned it off. Thought I did anyway. What? We didn't even... What the heck? We didn't even... Oh, I did it again. I didn't put the break. Give me the break, man. Can I keep going? Oh, it's thinking. It's probably going to start coding in a minute. I can't do anything. And it's still showing these. Why is it showing those? So if I go to my view, my list view, I still see auto hide. What if I just say... No. Hide and expand is fine, but why is it showing the scroll bars? And that's not even supposed to have a scroll bar. It looks like none in the horizontal. That's off. Don't know why these are showing. I may have to ask Claude. Bezzy's kind of dropping the ball today. I think Bezzy's tired. It's been a long day for Bezzy. Supposedly Bezzy uses Claude 4.5 for most of its stuff, but you don't know because it's all behind the scenes. And if it's anything like some of these other tools, I think they may have dumbed Bezzy down. That's my theory. Because I notice I've used Claude 4.5 specifically. It'll do a lot of documentation. It'll create MD files for you a lot. Even if you don't ask for them, it just says, hey, I created a document for this. I created a document for that. I created a document for this. And Bezzy was doing that when I first installed it. But it doesn't do that no more. Which is indicative of like a pre 4.5 version of Claude, which didn't do that all the time. And so I'm like a little curious as to why it's not doing that anymore. Could just be me. I don't know. All right, so I have a feeling, even if this animates correctly, I have a feeling it's going to look weird. I feel like it's doing it wrong. All right, so we got, I don't need this anymore. But I do need, I need that to load. I got to hide this helmet. The helmet shouldn't be here. It shouldn't show up until we're done. But I just haven't turned it off. All right, so we're here. User teams is null. User teams, okay, so it's returning, oh wait. Actually, I don't know that yet. Let's go here. Yes. No teams. Okay, so we know that's wrong. The user ID is user 6. User 6 should be an admin. But you know what? Maybe it's not. In fact, it has a team though, regardless. So it should have a team. So why is it not returning any teams? Let's go look at my back end here. Teams. Querying team for user ID 6. User type blah. Okay, so I don't have this set. And I think that's because even though I defined it in the... I never had to update those values. So when it initializes the users, it'll be correct. But right now, my users, although they're supposed to be admins, do not. Yeah, I gotta put user type in here. I'll probably have to hard code it in. And, or just regenerate. I can regenerate them. I could probably delete or add. I think what it'll do, it'll rebuild 3 of them. If I tell it to. I think I can. All right, so if I go to this guy, then I go down to system init. System init, which is somewhere, not down here. Game data, game processing, scripts. Oh, we're not expanded, that's why it's not showing up. User system init. Okay, system init and user account seed data, which is going to be under AMG auth. Okay, so I put user type admin in these guys, but I don't think I actually ran this file. Let's see what happens if I run this file. It might not update user files. I don't remember, but we'll give it a chance to do it. If that worked, should be able to. Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay. Yep. All right, we'll just plop it in here. User 2. But that said, we still didn't get any, and we did find a team, but it came back with 0. So something didn't right. So we have one team, found one team for user 6. And when I'm over here, how come it came back with a count of 0? Uh-huh. I wonder if I have to, did I not restart the gateway correctly? Maybe I didn't restart the gateway. I don't know. Oh no, it says getting team for users ID 6. Yeah, but it might not be returning it right. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and rerun the gateway. I don't think that's the problem, but let's check. Before I complain, let's make sure I'm... Oh, look at that. It put my form way the freaking frijoles up there. What is it doing? I don't know what it's doing, man. That totally got lost. Why am I clicking on this? Let's go over here. So it won't go back. Why? Because it's cached now? Is it being that kind of something? Or can I not just click it again? Huh. So we hide this. Run it. Yeah, nothing I do is going to get me back over there. That's weird. So it doesn't trigger a second time? That's weird. I think there's a flaw in that. I mean, truthfully, it's supposed to close itself and deactivate, but I'm trying to deactivate it. And I still, oh, those are bugging me. Those stupid scroll bars are bugging the heck out of me. Okay. Why is the panel moving and putting... Well, let's see if I can get. Let's first see if I can get the teams to load correctly. Let's get the teams in to my thing here. Okay, so that is not the problem. So get teams by user ID is not returning any records. So there's something wrong with the return. There is something not returning correctly to the UI. When I call get user or get teams by user ID, the teams service says it found a team. Actually, did it say it found more? Because now that it's got a valid value. But it did not include one team, which would be the start team assigned to the user. But one, it did not return the default teams, which I think are being explicitly excluded. But really should not be. Only it should only be excluded by simple fact they are not assigned to the column user. This would allow admins to get those teams. Two, gateway says it is making the call to the team service for the correct user, and I don't see it stating that it actually got response. And of course, and lastly, the UI is showing teams.count equal 0. Not even showing a 1. The teams service supposedly. get teams by user ID is made by the user team selection panel.cs. Is that right? Did I name it right? Did I call it right? User team selection panel. Yep. Give it a chance to debug this problem. So there's definitely something bad at the response. Now, I'm guessing it's one of two things. Either my proto response is bad, it doesn't have the team set up to be sent back to the gateway correctly, or two, the UI is not reading the response correctly. Like there's a team model that's not properly loading the team data. I lean towards it's probably the UI. I don't think it knew to update the UI model. So I'm thinking that the UI model for teams is probably in, let's see, there's a panels, we got game processing, we got models in here, we got team models. So team cap, see I don't even have a team model in the team models, it's probably in leagues, but yeah, team selection list response. I don't know if that's the one. I don't know which one it's trying to return, but this is a list of teams, and teams is what? I don't even know what teams is. League, team. Great. League team, is that what it is? No, it's general team info teams. General team info? Is that up here? Where's general team info? I don't even know where general team info is. Where are you at? Where is this general team info you made up? It's a list of general team info. It's still a list of general team info. I don't even know what the heck is this? Not a thing either. Nope. Oh, come on. Alright, let's try this. Let's go to definition. There it is. Where's this at? Oh, it's in the team. It is in the team models. Huh. Alright, well, let's see what it says. Let me address the issues. I see the issue. Filter requires items to have a league ID that exists and is not empty. This is filtering out the default teams because they probably don't have league ID set. They're just template C teams. You mentioned that default teams should not explicitly excluded. They should just naturally be returned because they are not assigned to regular users. Let me fix this. Good. Now let's check issues 2 and 3. The gateway not logging the response and the UI is finding 0 teams. Let me check the gateway teams handle to see if it's logging the response properly. Let me check. Read. I see the gateway is wrapping response and status on 200, but the Unity team data CS is expecting response to be directly the game team's user ID response object, not wrapped. Okay, the issue is clear. It says this. Oh, I see it. Ooh, I think I found it. Oh, it's so obvious. Ah, and it just keeps saying stuff like that. It's like, okay, just solve it. This is clear. Gateway is wrapping the response with status. Let me update the Unity client to use the wrapped response format. This is consistent with how other endpoints work. Now let me check gateway responses. Define. Perfect. Gateway response. So we're going to have to rebuild teams and rebuild gateway, or restart teams and gateway. Okay, so we're going to go Control C. Go run teams. Control C, go run gateway. All right, it thinks we've got the problem resolved. That's what it says. That's what it's going with at this moment. Now, that doesn't really guarantee that the important thing is right now is this. Let's just see if we actually get teams back, and then I'll figure out why the UI is being stupid. Why are you being like this, UI? Oh, is it recompiling? Doing the recompile. The monster mash. Christmas mash. Alrighty, we'll get there. Alright, so we want to turn that off because it should not be there. And I'm going to try turning this off too because I don't think it's supposed to be visible until we actually get to the runtime. I don't like to have to turn off objects, to be honest. I try to have like the initialize method. Make sure is the first step. Make sure only the things that are going to be active at the beginning are active. Basically, deactivating everything. Problem is, every time you add a new object, you got to add it to the list of things to deactivate. This way, you can work with them in edit mode, but when you load, you don't ever accidentally leave something displayed that shouldn't be there. I would like to set up some kind of automated everything's inactive process except process. This way, anytime I create a new thing, it's just automatically inactive unless it's set as one of the items that's okay to leave running. Oh, and it didn't restart my button. It didn't give me my button, man. Dummy. All right. Oh, still didn't come back with a team. You loser. All right, well, let's go see what this says. I did restart the team. Found one team. And Gateway says... okay. Well, a little progress. Team service found one team. It did not get the default teams. Gateway shows that it retrieved the one found team. So that is good. Front end is still reporting 0 teams returned. So we aren't there yet. I do need to log off. It's 10:25. I need to go to bed and sleep. So I can start and try and do it tomorrow again. Are we working at this? Tomorrow, you know, I'm tired of saying tomorrow's the day I'm going to get this fixed. Because there's always some freaking thing. Because what I got to do is, for one, I got to get it to load. Two, once I get it loaded, I need to be able to go to the game plan. And then I got to go fix game plan. Now, game plan's going to have to show me if the players, I have to put on some options onto the game plan that's like a drop-down box. If the user has more than one team available, and it will show a drop-down box. And then I have to do stuff to work with the admin. So, yeah. I have a few things. Because I can't even, the thing is, I can't progress in my sim until I have the default game plans, but I got to get my UI working so I can set up the default game plans. And the default game plans are one per team. Now, I don't need to set it for every team right away because the idea is that the sim, what I need to do is just have access to the default game plan, the primary default game plan, the one and only default game plan that I'm going to have at the beginning. And every team will get to use that default game plan if there's no additional game plan defined for them. every team should have a record in the game plan table, just whether or not it ever gets edited or added to or adjusted. All right, let's stop this. What did you do? Did you do anything? Wait, but now this won't be wrapped with the gateway response structure. Unity client is expecting the wrap format. Let me revert this and instead update the Unity client to not expect the wrap. If you say so. All right, well, I'll keep plugging away. Hopefully next time you see me, we'll have a team selection field, and I'll be working in the game plans, trying to get that stuff working so that I can build a game plan and a playbook, which I have to create more plays for. I've created plays for a kickoff, so I'm going to try to just use those at first. I only need a game plan that deals with the kickoff to start, because that's the first play I want to animate. Then I have to go get other stuff.